Okay guys, so I just want to start this video off by saying that my accounts are being extremely heavily censored. What do I mean by censored? They are being views going up and down constantly. Like, it'll show that a video has 20 views and then the next day it's got 15. And I mean, like that constantly. That's constantly happening. So view counts just constantly, we're one higher number and then all of a sudden they're a lower number. I'll sit there and watch the likes on videos go down. I mean, I don't know how that happens. They're fucking with my accounts, whatever it is. The matrix, the algorithms, the whoever it is, whatever it is that's fucking with them. But just to let you guys know, because the other big one that just happened, I had a new subscriber on the other channel, on the Richard Swink channel, and she had left. I guess she just found my channel like 10 days ago or whatever, and had started leaving comments on older videos because she was going through my catalog, I guess, and leaving comments as she was going along, and I was responding like I always do. And then just now, in the past hour or two, she had left a great comment on one of the videos over there. I responded back, and I was sitting there thinking, I was like, man, I should make a video on this comment that she left. And then I got some more comments from other people, and then I got a comment from her on a video on this channel. And so I responded back to that one. It was an excellent comment, and I was like, okay, I'm going to make a video on this comment, and I'm going to include the comment you left on that other video a while back. And anyways, not only were both of those comments complete, and my responses to her immediately erased and gone. I mean, they're just gone. But I looked back, and every comment and every reply that between me and her have completely been erased on all of the videos. And I don't know how many of the videos that all of the comments were erased on, but one of them specifically, I knew there was 5 or 7 other comments on that video, and when I look back just now, all of them are gone. So just to let you guys know, give you a heads up, I'm being extremely heavily censored. My email is richardswink@icloud.com in case you guys want to get a hold of me. I have, in the past few days, my text messages, I'm being messed with electronically, and I'm just letting you guys know because my text messages are telling me they're delivered to people and they are not getting delivered. And, the only way I found that out is texting people that, usually me and them will text right back and forth and, be done with our conversation, and I'm not getting texts back from them. So, it's been like 3 days since I had texted all these people, and I was like, man, I'm not getting responses from anybody back. And I look and they all say delivered. And then, of course you feel stupid, but you're like, because you don't want to bother people. And I'm just like, I hit the most comfortable one I was up, and I said, hey, I sent you a text message a few days ago and it says delivered, did you ever get it? And they're like, no, I just got this one here, that's all. And so anyway, yeah, I'm being highly, extremely censored. richardswink@icloud.com if you want to get a hold of me. I do want to read this comment here and do a video on this. Peanut Butter Pancakes left a comment on the CPTSD PTSD is energy transference video that I did today. She says, I had a dream a few nights ago that I was drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and looking for pills. Your words have been buzzing around me lately about falling back into addictions. I've been so scared that I'm going to fall back into mine. My voice on the inside keeps telling me that I'm not capable of this healing, that I'm just going to stop trying to heal and fall off the wagon. This has been making me feel depressed and down. I feel like I'm being screamed at or spoken harshly by adults again. This caused me to self-sabotage and eat cooked food. I ordered Chipotle because I couldn't handle the pressure. There was other influences involved that led to it. Now I feel like I'm back to square one and want to give up. If I'm just going to fall back in eventually. I don't want to give up though. Now I'm going to read my comment and then I'm going to go back and I'm going to dissect her message, her comment there, because there's a lot there. There's a lot coming into play. I said the series I am doing now, Fundamental Foundation for Freedom, on the other channel, this channel, is the framework for how to successfully heal. You are standing up against your life of habits, addictions, parasites, beliefs, worries, fears, programming, indoctrination, etc. You have reinforced and fed these things every moment of every day of your life. To change and heal is the most difficult thing you will ever do. It will not happen overnight. It will not happen in any way other than through taking personal responsibility, being disciplined, acting courageously, and being 100% honest. You most certainly can do this, but you have to be easy on yourself and cannot expect to just quit everything and instantly gain health, well-being, confidence, and trust in yourself. It's not going to happen. Never going to happen. We have lived our whole lives on magic pills, instant gratification, and the answers spoon-fed to us. This is completely opposite of everything that is true. We are drunk on the illusion. You are absolutely strong enough to make these changes, but you have to be realistic about what you are attempting to do and what you are dealing with. We have spent our whole lives putting band-aids on broken legs. We can't wake up one day and magically think we are now going to operate on the brake just because we realize that the band-aids are not working. There is a learning curve, or more appropriately, a time for deprogramming and unindoctrinating ourselves. A time to kill parasites, entities, false beliefs, etc. The series I'm doing on the other channel is absolutely essential as a foundation for this healing. Thank you for being courageous and honest in sharing, as your engagement on these videos in the comments section inspires and encourages others. I will be doing a video on this comment, as you are not the only one who is running into these issues. Take care of yourself, because nobody else will. Okay, so let's break down her comment. She says, I had a dream a few nights ago that I was drinking alcohol, smoking weed, and looking for pills. Okay, so just the dream aspect of it, okay, guys? So not only can this be coming from the signals, right? The matrix, with these low frequency signals inundating us 24/7, tailored and targeted to us individually if we are trying to heal and detach from this matrix. But we are also up against all the parasites. Now, guys, this is how parasites operate in your body. This is how parasites operate. The feeling of hunger we get in our bellies that we call hunger, that feeling, like that empty belly feeling and that feeling, right? That is not hunger. True hunger is a feeling in the throat. The hunger we feel in the belly is the parasites. That is the parasites screaming for us to feed them. And what the parasites do is they agitate our nervous system. These parasites know how to trigger certain chemicals in our brain to get us to react, because we are their host. We are host to the parasites. They are our guests. We invited them in. If you eat meat, you have to have certain parasites within your digestive tract to be able to break down and digest meat. Otherwise, your body cannot process meat. It's impossible. You will get stomach pain, stomach cramps. You'll be constipated. You'll have tons of issues if you try to eat meat without these slow buildup of parasites inside your belly to help you break down that that meat. That's just the way it works. And so, the parasites go for everything else as well, for the sugar and whatever else, these parasites feed off of. And what they do when they're ready, when they have blown through the fuel source, they start giving that signal again to your brain and to your body. Okay, it's time to feed me again. It's feeding time. Let's go. Get on it. Okay? They can influence your dreams. Your subconscious programming, indoctrination, and habits and addictions can program your dreams. You are breaking all of these things and all of a sudden, I've said it over and over again, guys, you are trying to let the soul occupy this body that the ego's been in charge of your whole fucking life since you were born. You have been feeding and hosting this ego inside of your body and allowing this foreign entity called the ego, this straw man, this fake thing, this imaginary self, this survival mechanism called the ego, operate this physical avatar for your whole life. And all that thing knows how to do and all it cares about is instant gratification. It cares about instant gratification. It cares about dopamine hits and numbing itself to the truth. It lives in fantasy. It is the only way the human can live in fantasy, because the soul is unable to deal with these types of things. The soul cannot occupy an avatar that is poisoning itself, is poisoned to the hilt, and chooses destruction and poison over health and well-being. They're in conflict, guys. They don't go together, period. They don't. The ego is a manipulator. It's a deceiver. It is a survival mechanism. It is the program that runs for survival of the fittest. It is the program that runs for fight or flight. It is the program that runs to keep you alive in these highly toxic environments that are non-conducive to biological life. So, and then you have the entities. Okay, whatever entities you pick up, through your travels, through your beliefs that you've fallen in and out of your whole life, through all of these things, right? You're dealing with that in your subconscious. So when you fall asleep and you're in a dream state, all of these things in your subconscious are coming out, and they will attack you. They're trying to control you. They're doing everything they can to try and control you. These things are literally oppressing you. You're being oppressed with signals. You're being oppressed with the fucking, signals being sent to your brain, with the hormones being infecting your body and affecting your emotions. You're being, all of these different ways, guys. There's numerous ways that you are being fucked with. And the problem is that we've been living off programs and habits and living in reaction our whole lives until we do this healing and become aware and recognize and accept things for what they are, and start doing this healing work that I'm laying out in the fundamental foundations for freedom series that is on this channel. You guys need to make that your pocketbook. You need to make that. Look, that stuff, all of these graphs, all of these damn pegboards, all of this stuff, I've been surrounded in this stuff from a year ago when I first started getting all this out of me and down, because it was all here and it was just like, and I couldn't make sense of it all because it was just too much. But I knew, but it was just too much because it was like fighting the cognitive dissonance, and the programmings were trying to take over, and the entities were trying to control, and everything was trying to get me to do what it wanted me to do. So I was having so much fucking cognitive dissonance. I had to get it out of my system. I had to get it down and start writing it down. And ever since then, guys, I've been surrounded with these pegboards. I've been surrounded every single day. I am focused and literally thinking about these steps of healing every day, reinforcing them every day, questioning myself every day, going back over. This is how the change has to take place. You cannot sit here on this earth for 40 years and feed all these parasites, feed this narcissistic ego, feed this self-destructive ego, feed all of these entities, feed all of these bad habits, addictions, programmings, indoctrinations that you have, and then all of a sudden at 41 think, oh, okay, yeah, I'm just not going to do that anymore. I'm just going to, I'm going to delay my gratification from here on out, and I'm just going to change things, and I'm not going to do 95% of any of this anymore, and instead I'm just going to do these things that are healthy for me and good for my well-being, and that's what it's not going to happen. You have to make those fundamental foundation for freedom videos you're so ingrained inside you, these steps. And this stuff has to be so ingrained inside of you before you're going to be able to heal. Like I said, otherwise you're just spinning in circles. You are playing a game. You're just virtue signaling. Oh, I'm going to quit. I'm going to quit everything. I'm going to quit smoking. I'm going to quit drinking. I'm going to quit doing drugs. I'm going to quit associating with bad people. I'm going to quit association with toxic family. I'm just going to quit celebrating all these materialistic holidays. I'm going to quit worshiping all of these things. I'm going to quit watching football and all other sports. I'm not going to vote in any elections anymore. I'm not going to fucking watch TV. I'm not going to. You're not going to be able to do it like that. You're not going to be, I don't know who you think you are, but you're not going to be able to do it like that. It's not going to happen. You are going to have to wean yourself off. You are addicted. You are no better than a heroin junkie. You are no better than an alcoholic. You are no better than a food addict. You are all of those combined. Because you have so many different addictions that you don't even realize are addictions, that are habits now, that are just part of you, that are part of your personality, part of your character. Your ego is so entrenched in you that you are going to have to do serious work to get these things turned around. You got to do your child work. You have to do your child work. You have to face it. You can't just say, oh yeah, I did child work. I know my childhood's fucked up. Well, it is what it is. Yeah. No, you got to do this deep introspection. You got to figure out where all this shit has come from. You have to let that anger come up. You have to let the crying come out. You have to let the fear come out. You have to let the worry come out. You have to experience it again. You got to fucking get rid of it and work it out of your system. It's literally stored inside of you physically. So you're going to, in your dreams, be attacked. You're going to electronically be attacked. Like I said, I'm attacked almost constantly. It just never ends. But I get stronger because I don't quit. I get stronger, and it gets, some things get easier. Some things are still very difficult, but, it's becoming aware and present and staying in the moment and not having guilt and shame for yesterday and not worrying about tomorrow and not all these things. You can't do anything about that. That's all ego. You have to be present in the moment, because this moment is the only one that matters. What are you going to do right now? What are you going to do in this moment? Are you going to make the decision for self-destruction and the toxicity and poisoning of yourself, in the making things harder on yourself and the instant gratification that comes before, the destruction? Or are you going to behave as a responsible individual, as a soul who's in charge of a physical avatar and is responsible for its upkeep and well-being, and make the right decisions based on your knowledge to take care of this thing? To take care of this thing, your mind. To take care of it all. And like I said, you can't just think you're just going to quit everything at the same time. If you have to smoke cigarettes, but in order to quit drinking and quit your sex addiction and quit your toxic friend and family addiction, keep smoking cigarettes. Use it as a crutch until you don't have to smoke cigarettes anymore. But while you're smoking cigarettes, yes, realize, I should one day, cigarettes, I'm gonna deal with you. You won't have whole power over me anymore. But right now, cigarette, you're assisting me in quitting all these other things. Do you see what I'm saying? You're going to have a crutch, guys. I gave up things as time went. I gave up drinking 3 years ago. I gave up smoking cigarettes, a year and a half ago or whatever it was. And then I gave up toxic family and friends a year ago. And then I gave up, what did I give up next? And then it was the entertainment, and then it was the food, and then it was, you know what I mean? There was a step-by-step process. And in that process, even though I knew all these other things were bad for me, I realized that I was a highly addicted automaton that was just floating through life, feeding addictions that were killing me and using me. And so, you got to be able to ride that without guilt and shame. I mean, I'm guilty of things, yes, but I can't have shame. Shame's got to go away. As long as I'm in the moment, I'm doing everything I possibly can, and every moment I'm working towards becoming whole and reclaiming my authority and reclaiming my freedom from these things. And that's where my focus and my energy is at. Perfect. I'm not going to beat myself up if I still have to smoke weed to calm down here and there. I just gave weed up, a few months ago, guys. You don't even understand. I drank every day of my life pretty much for 25 years. And till I blacked out. Every fucking day. I smoked a pack to 2 packs of cigarettes every fucking day. For 20 years. Cigarettes. Weed, highly addicted to. I have such bad anxiety that weed was the last thing I could let go of, because it helped me with my anxiety until it didn't anymore, and then that went. There's a time for everything to go, and you'll know when that time is. The ego is pushing. That is the program of push. Well, I'm just going to make it happen. It's me. Whatever I want is going to happen. No, it doesn't work like that. This is different, guys. This is so totally different than anything we've ever done before. She says, your words have been buzzing around me lately about falling back into addictions. Yes, because if you aren't, and guys, you got to watch that video I posted today on commitment to your healing is what it's called. It's I think video 7 in the Fundamental Foundations for Freedom series, and but I put that up today, and I go over this. So this is certainly one that needs to be watched and understood by everybody. And every video prior to that, guys, that's your foundation for healing, for getting through this, for making your own personal plan that's personalized and tailored for you to be able to free yourself from all of this. I've been so scared that I'm going to fall back into mine. Yeah, and to sit in that being scared like that just shows you right there, you have child work to do. You have child work to do, and you've got the other thing, what I have to do. I have crippling anxiety. What did I have to do? If you go back and watch my videos from a year and a half ago, what did I start doing a year and a half ago? I started breathing through my nose and keeping my mouth closed 24/7, because it helped regulate my heart rate. It helped regulate everything. It helped me regulate my emotions and everything else. Because as soon as you start getting that fear and that worry, what do? You start breathing heavier. You quit thinking. You're reacting. You need to quit reacting. The reacting is the survival mechanism. Reacting is a sign of living in fight or flight. Reacting, that is all a sign of that. And you've got to understand these things. That's what I'm saying. If you're pushing too hard, too fast, you're going to crash and burn. It's guaranteed. My voice on the inside keeps telling me that I'm not capable of this healing. Yes, that ego is scared to death because you fucking shocked the shit out of him. You quit everything that he loved and then told him that he was no longer. Then you told him, get the fuck out of the driver's seat, motherfucker, and climb in the trunk. He's scared to death. He's like, what the fuck is this crazy person thinking? You know what I mean? And then he's like, and then he sits there because he's a conniving, manipulating motherfucker that is hell-bent on survival. He clings to this physical, illusory life, and he is hell-bent on survival, and he's going to do everything he can to get you back in his control. And yeah, so that is the main thing he's going to tell you. Hey, you can't do this healing. You aren't strong. You remember that time when you said you were going to do this and you did it for 2 days? Yeah, just like you. You know how your mom's always telling you. Your mom's right. She's always telling you what a loser you are. Your dad was always right about you. You never accomplish anything. Just a whining, crying little nothing. Right? And that's how that ego's going to talk. It's going to do anything. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care. It just wants to get back in the driver's seat and start hitting these addictions and these dopamine hits again. That's what your ego wants. It's going to tell you that shit. That I'm just going to stop trying to heal and fall off the wagon. You will. If you do not get a solid foundation, you certainly will. You got to get the solid foundation. You have to take your time. You have to do the steps. You have to work it. You have to ingrain it into you. You have to make it a part of you. You have to make it to where it's just second nature. These things are second nature and they just come out of you. To, these critical thinking. Everything is a critical thought. There's no free thoughts that you allow go through your mind without fully examining it. This has been making me feel depressed and down. It's not making you. You're choosing to feel depressed and down because you haven't built your solid foundation. You have got to build your foundation first. You put the cart before the horse. You quit everything without having a foundation first. You got excited. You got wound up. You thought you were. Do you see where this? And I'm not just speaking of her. This is all of us. This is everybody across the board. Though I'm doing this because I appreciate her being so courageous and honest to leave this message and be open about this, because this opens up the conversation for you guys to see you're not the only one going through this. She's going through it. He's going through it. They're going through it. We're all going through it. We're all dealing with this. Anybody who's trying to heal and detach from this shit is going through this. And there's a way to do it, is what I'm saying. That's what these channels are here for, to give people the encouragement and let them see. That's why leaving comments is so important. It's because we need, even though they're erasing and fucking with them, we got to keep on going, guys. We can't let it discourage us. We can't let it get us down. We got to keep on plugging along and doing what we can do. But yeah, so these two channels are just like I said, getting the things that are inside of here out, so that way everybody can see, look guys, this is how we do it. It's really easy. Just, these are the steps. Just get it down, make it a part of you, deprogram, reprogram, and get going. You got this. Because we're all strong enough. We're all courageous enough. We all can do these things, guys. All of us. It just takes doing it. Period. It's that simple. But you can't be living in the guilt and shame of the past. You can't be living in the fear and worry of the future. You have got to live in the ever-present moment now and make this decision over and over and over and over, every moment of every day, over everything, and be constantly aware, constantly present, and critically think through everything. Quit reacting. Reacting is all ego. Reacting is all survival. Reacting is not good for you. I feel like I'm being screamed at or spoken harshly by adults again. Yes, and that's the childhood issues that need to be resolved. You need to call up your childhood. You need to close your eyes, call up your child, your inner child, and you need to interact with that inner child and start adulting that inner child. Play games with it, dress it up, roll a ball, talk to it, spend time with it, whatever. But you have to, because you never got that as a child in the healthy manner, in a manner that didn't come from ego, in a manner that didn't come from what's in it for me, in a manner that wasn't selfish. You need to be your adult. You need to fix that shit. You need to heal that inner child, because that's that inner child that feels like it's being screamed by adults. Just like the example I gave of that incident yesterday or the day before at the dump on the other channel, the CPTSD video I put up today. It brings these things back. But I see how far I've come just in the past year and shit in the past 6 months, where I didn't go off on that guy. I just stood my ground, told him to back off, the fuck off, and then didn't say another word and didn't react any other way. And then have processed since and calmed down and recovered. Whereas before, it would have turned into a very bad altercation for him. Or, it wouldn't have been good. This caused me to self-sabotage and eat cooked food. Yes, so you will, if you don't deal with these emotions, if you aren't living in the moment, if you are fearing the past or fearing the future and having guilt and shame about the past, you are going to eat cooked food and order Chipotle. Yeah, because I couldn't handle the pressure. You can handle the pressure. It's just you got too much on your plate. You're trying to do too much with too little in your toolbox. You need to build that toolbox up. You need to lay that foundation. You are trying to build a house on sand right now, and it's not going to work. You still need to go deep down into the depths of this thing. Get all your addictions back. Take all of them back. Start drinking, smoking, eating fucking cooked food, processed food, all of them. It's a mind game. You have to get your mind right first. You have to free your mind before anything else is going to be able to follow physically. You cannot free yourself physically and then think your mind's going to follow. You'll always remain a slave. The hard work is freeing your mind. You have to free your mind from the controllers. You have to free your mind from all of these things. Otherwise, this is not going to work. You have to get these steps down that are in the fundamental foundations for freedom series that I have posted up. There was other influences that involved that led to it. See, and other influences, and those can be arguments with your spouse. Those can be work issues. Those can be problems with your kid. Those can be bill issues, money issues, all kinds of different things. And that's what I'm saying. We're living too fast. You have to figure out, you have to sit down and come up with your own tailored plan of action. And don't think 6 months from now what you're going to do. Think what you're going to do today, tomorrow, and the next day. That's as far ahead as you need to think. If you are just brand new and you're just trying to get all this stuff done, you need to not concentrate any more than a few days outside of now. Because everything else is stupid to even think about. You need to concentrate on now and take care of the here and now. Not plan for tomorrow, not plan for next week, 2 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. What am I going to do a month from now when I'm feeling so much better? It's not going to happen. There's a lot of work, a lot of detoxing, a lot of deprogramming that needs to be done, and it's not going to be fun. It's wretched. It's just like a drug addict, a heroin addict, fiending and give it to me. I mean, you feel you're on the brink of feeling like a crazy person. You got, and that's why you have to take it easy. You have to come up with your own plan of action. Okay, today I'm no more drinking from here on out. Do that for a fucking month while you work on freeing your mind and deprogramming. And then in a month, see how you're feeling. Okay, I'm doing okay. I broke that alcohol addiction. I'm ready to take one more thing off the table. Okay, what is that? Sports. No more sports. I'm not watching any more sports ever again. Not watching any more stats. Nothing. take that off the table, and then go a month, see how that does. You got to take your time with this. Now I feel like I'm back to square one and want to give up if I'm just going to fall back in eventually. I don't want to give up through. Yeah, exactly. So, again, I mean, just rehashing over and over. You can't force these things. It's not going to be a quick thing. It's, we've been putting Band-Aids on broken legs for our whole lives, and it doesn't work. So hopefully that helps some other people. Thank you again, Peanut Butter Pancakes, for being so open, honest, and courageous and sharing. That other person's name was Valerie. They had two different names popping up on their comments. It was Valerie and Oil in the Lamp, I think, is the other handle that they went by. But yeah, Valerie, Oil in the Lamp, your messages, all of your comments across on both channels completely gone. And all my replies, and when they took your comments, a lot of other comments went along with it. So from other people. So yeah, I'm heavily censored, guys. And like I said, when I get good comments like this, I'll try and do a video. Because the comments aren't getting erased. I have no idea if they get erased unless I'm particularly looking for a comment. I have no clue. What comments are coming and going, and being erased and hidden and everything else. So that should be it. If you guys got anything, you want to leave your story, you want to leave anything you're going through, you think it might help other people, you can email me, richardswink@icloud.com. And then, of course, please feel free to leave your comments, support, and everything else in the comments below this video, as it will encourage and inspire others. And guys, don't forget to take care of yourselves, because nobody else will.